Trust me, my parents think it's strange that their 18-year-old daughter is constantly jamming out to music that was popular when they were my age. But Aaron Tippin's song, You Gotta Stand for Something, brings up a lot of good points that I think we all can benefit from. He goes on to sing, you gotta be your own man, not a puppet on a string. Never compromise what's right and uphold your family name. As we go into college, class of 2020, keep these verses in mind. Don't follow what everyone else is doing like a puppet on a string, and always do what's right, because we're not only representing our families, but we're also a product of Johnson Brock education. So thank you Johnson Brock staff, teachers, students, and community members. You've properly prepared us for our future endeavors. Or as Mr. Davis would say in our junior high social studies class, proper preparation prevents poor performance, the 5 Ps. But most importantly, I want to thank my parents for always pushing me to be my best and supporting me in every area of my life. I wouldn't be up here today without you. Now, if you're anything like me, over quarantine, I watched too many TikToks, read too many books, and probably took way too many naps. Looking back, I probably could have been more productive. But in the end, all I can control now is how I spend my time getting ready for college. My question, not only to the class of 2020, but to also everyone that's watching, either over Strive or you're with us today. When the pandemic ends, what kind of person will you be under your mask? Will you be a better leader? More compassionate? What have you learned over the course of these unprecedented times that have shaped you to be a better person? If you guys know me, I'm a hardcore ag nerd. In the ag world, I feel like there are oodles and oodles of acronyms, like FFA, NAYI, CASNR, ABA, and the list goes on and on. So staying true to my roots, I will use yet another acronym to help you make a difference in your community. Like I asked earlier, what's under your mask? So let me break this down from a fundamental standpoint. M stands for making a difference. A stands for actions you make. S stands for setting goals. And K stands for keeping dedicated. Making a difference. What's one area of your life that you excel in? One of the most important things you can do to make a difference in the area of life that matter to you is just showing up. When it's Monday morning and you don't want to go to class, how do you get yourself to show up? Having the right attitude can make all the difference. I don't know about any of you guys, but if I have an iced coffee, my day is 10 times better. My dad and many other black coffee drinkers will argue that this is not real coffee, but hey, whatever works. Maybe that's what it takes to motivate you and put it in the right mindset for the day. Knowing what motivates you to show up will make all the difference when you try to put your mark on the world. In all reality, most of the people in this room have had one of my famous sugar cookies. That's where I first found where I can truly make a difference, by taking the initiative by creating my own business. Now, let me tell you where I really learned all the tricks in the kitchen. Just down the road, there's an amazing woman who will care for you when you're sick, check up on you when you're having a bad day, and support you when you achieve greatness. That'd be none other than my great-grandma Joanne. She has inspired me to have compassion towards others, has taught me that family means everything, and of course, teaches me all the tricks on how to have the best desserts. Who knew that if you needed to soften butter but didn't want it melted, put it on defrost in the microwave, and it'll do the trick? Or what about making the best apple crisp in southeast Nebraska? What I'm trying to get at is we need to look at the generations before us and examine their legacy that they have left. How did they leave their mark and make a difference? Everyone knows my great-grandpa John Hodges. He was most contagious for his smile, treating everyone with respect. Just looking at how my great-grandparents interacted with people and were willing to drop everything to lend a hand, I can learn how to make a difference. Action. How do you navigate through change? In my opinion, the way we handled online school in the fourth quarter shows how we handle change. I'm going to take this time to thank all of our teachers for putting up with mine, and I'm sure most of high school's endless emails. How did you use your resources through change is incredibly important, with our generation being the most tech-savvy generations, we can find oodles and oodles of information by simply pulling out our phones. So when you're faced with an issue or change, how do you use your resources to take proper action? So now that we focus on how we can navigate through change, let's look at how we can help others navigate through change. Clearly in college, there's going to be many different changes to our regular routine. We will be more independent, and that can be exciting as well as frightening. I want to remind all of the leaders in this room that it's okay to stumble sometimes. As I was brainstorming for this section of the speech, I remembered a book that I read earlier this year. It is titled, You Were the Girl for the Job by Jess Conley. In this essentially self-help book, she talks about how you need to give up. Wait, hold the phone. This is supposed to be an uplifting book about how I am becoming the best person I can be. Why am I giving up first? She goes on in the chapter and makes the point that we need to give up trying to be the best at everything. All of the talents that we have are unique for us, and we are essentially all making up a huge puzzle. By giving up trying to be the best, we can analyze others' strengths and collaborate with others to take action in the community. So when we get to college later this month and we're put in groups with strangers, along with the different parameters of social distancing, take the time to find out more about your peers and use their talents and yours to